What's going on, guys? Joe 672 coming guys video right now. So I want to go over Eagles practice today. It was only for an hour and 15 minutes. I think it started at 9:15 this morning. So an hour and a half is not much. So tomorrow, same practice, 9:15 for an hour and a half in the morning. So just a little short thing of what's going on, and then I'll do some elaborating on some things at the end of this video. Sidney Jones is still making plays, got a nice little pass breakup from Carson Wentz going to Nelson Agholor. Sidney Jones had had a tremendous camp, and I want to see him in full form week one, starting at the outside cornerback position. Avonte Maddox, another cornerback that has really had a really good camp, okay? Avonte Maddox is covering Zach Ertz today and not even giving Ertz any separation, doing really well. And I think this is great because you know what? When you have an offense like this that's so powerful, and you can with these personnel we do have, it gives so much good work against this secondary, and that's what I love about it. You know, when you don't really have a good team and you have an offense that's it's not doing too well, it's very hard to, have that competition, have those really good guys to give that defense competition, the defense giving the offense competition as well. It's working hard on both sides, and I think both sides are benefiting from it. Malcolm Jenkins had a pass break up to Alshon Jeffrey. Malcolm Jenkins, he's going to be all over the field this year, okay? And you know what? He's not playing in preseason, so if you guys think Malcolm Jenkins will be in preseason, he will not. Malcolm is seeking a new contract. We all know this, and he will get it. This is why he did not hold out, because he trusts in this Eagles organization, Howie Roseman in the front office. Malcolm Jenkins is still making his plays when he has to, when he's out there practicing with the team, and that's the leader of our defense. Orlando Scandrick made a diving interception today, a pass by Cody Kessler. Orlando Scandrick is filling in pretty good for Cre'Von LeBlanc that's out right now. It's a shame that Cre'Von can't play, man. I was really excited for him to play. He's not out for the year. It could be months. I don't know when Cre'Von's going to be back or the timetable. But once he comes back, he'll be ready. But this is why we signed Orlando Scandrick more as a depth piece. So people are laughing at us like, oh, he's a starting. He's not going to be starting. But you know what? He's a nice depth piece you can use to put him in a few plays. If you have to play him, then you play him. But he's a veteran guy, and Corey Unlin, the cornerback coach, is very happy with Orlando Scandrick. That when you bring a veteran into camp, it's nice, especially if you bring these teams that bring in veterans before the season starts. If you bring in a rookie or a second-year guy before the season starts, it's a lot more a learning curve because he has to learn the offense and just how the technicalities of what's going on. But when you bring in a veteran, a lot of football under his belt. These guys have a lot of football under their belt, and, they catch up very quick, and they can just jump in and start playing. So Orlando Scandrick's a really good piece. I think this was a very good move. I was kind of like question mark, about it. But, hey, at this point, I think it's a good depth move. Nelson Agholor has had a great camp. He's caught every ball that's pretty much he probably dropped maybe one pass in training camp to just the regular practices that we're having now. He has not dropped any balls whatsoever. If you just look, his drop rate has been absolutely amazing. It's been great. It's decreased since 2016. I think he only had 3 drops last year in 2018. And Nelson Agholor is, we don't know what's going to happen. Is he going to sign a new deal with the Eagles next year? I don't know. I don't want him to leave, but, I'm not worried about next year. I'm just worried about getting him on the field and getting some chemistry with our quarterbacks and just doing his thing, playing, having fun. When I think about Nelson Agholor playing football on this Eagles offense, I think of him just having fun. I don't think he thinks too much about it. He goes out there and he just plays. And, shut my mouth and shut everyone else's mouth that really didn't believe in him. And, it's a huge turnaround. Great guy, and he just wants to go out there and just play, and he's not worried about contracts or money or any of that stuff. He just, he wants to stay with the Philadelphia Eagles. There's no way that he wants to go to another team. A lot of players don't want to leave here. But Nelson Agholor, man, excited to see him play this year. Carson Wentz threw a fade pass to Deshaun Jackson for a touchdown. It just keeps going on and on and on and on, and it just looks so damn good. I just can't even, it's so repetitive now that it's automatic that Deshaun gets a touchdown every day, whether it's an hour and a half of practice or a 2-hour practice. It doesn't even matter at this point. But a lot of plays that they were showing from the open practice at Lincoln Financial Field, and the chemistry is just it's so good. I mean, I can't wait to see Carson just hooking that ball up for Deshaun and go up and get it and put it right in the end zone. You know what I mean? And the thing is too is that Deshaun Jackson was asked too about they're using him in different ways. That's fantastic. And Deshaun Jackson was kind of surprised. He's like, they're using me in different ways. He's not going to tell them how or how they've been using him, but they might not be using him on the outside. Just say there's like a nickel corner that's not good, and they want to line up Jackson instead of lining up a tight end there. They want to line up Jackson in the slot. They could do that. They could do a whole bunch of things. They could do reverse passes. I've seen them do screen passes. They can use him in a whole bunch of different ways with his speed. So I'm excited to see how much creativity Doug has and what might grow by his side with this offense, and seeing where it goes. Doug Pearson was saying today that this team has been banging. I mean, it was a quote unquote that everybody was laughing about, that they were banging bodies for 3 weeks. Now I'm trying to wonder, have they been doing a lot of physical contact practices? Because is this why we're having some injuries right now? Is Doug going too hard on these practices? Is he doing way too much? I know there's live period where there's thump tackling, like they're not really tackling, they're just wrapping their arms and letting go, and they just keep running, or they're just hitting a bag, or I don't know. But if Doug, I don't even know at this point, has Doug Peterson been letting these guys have more live practices than, I think this is why Doug was talking about with these starters getting into preseason games, all these starters, playing, and he's like, well, our practices are just like games. And if this is what he means by that, by the live contact a lot, by the past 3 weeks, this is probably why we've been, kind of getting nicked up here and there, but it's not panic mode at all, far from it. But, just to take it a little bit easy. But if that's the case and they have to do it that way, after this week, you got another team coming into town. You got the Baltimore Ravens coming into town next week to practice with the Eagles at the NovaCare Complex. And, I will be at that game next week, but, they just have to, Doug's got to relax with some of that. I understand what he's trying to do, and I guess it prepares him a lot better than just having live period at the preseason games, and that's it. And it's not enough. You need more live hitting. I understand that, but health is a concern, just because you don't want to, you don't want to bubble wrap everybody the whole preseason just because you want some guys to get reps. But at this point, Doug is bringing the competition. You saw it, Andre Dillard and Derek Barnett, and how much they were fighting each other. They were getting at each other, and the competition is just getting harder and harder, and it's getting better and better for both sides, offensively and defensively. So, can't really complain about that. So, Doug Pearson talked about as well, is Carson Wentz going to play? Are any of the starters going to play? And he hasn't made up his mind yet, but nobody's going to play this week. Nobody's playing. There's no doubt in my mind that he's going to sit everybody. I want to see these other guys. I want to see some of these backup guys do some work. There's going to be some guys that have to play just because they have to, just like Vinny Curry had to, Malik Jackson had to. It's just, you can't rest everybody. So when you take out the starters for a whole entire game for 4 quarters, you got to play at least 1 or 2 starters, probably on the defensive side, maybe for a series or 2, because Malik Jackson and Vinny Curry only played 1 series in that Tennessee Titan preseason matchup. So other than that, that's really it. This is pretty much what happened today. I just want this game to come by Thursday. I just want to watch this game on Thursday and just see what these other guys can do. I want to see Eli Harold that we acquired from the Bills, defensive end. I want to see Deshaun Hall ball out again and make tackles behind the line of scrimmage. If Eli Harold and Deshaun Hall at defensive end really work out well, and Sharif Miller comes up, and then Josh Sweat, it's going to be a nice competition coming this week. It's even gotten better because we brought in more guys, and you know what? It's all for the better. I can't really complain about it at all. I love it. They're stacking, and you know what? The Buffalo Bills were a very needy team on offensive line because they had 4 or 5 guys hurt. So we traded Ryan Bates. We get Eli Harold in here, do some work, and that's really it. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about I really want to know, I asked you guys about defensive end. Who do you think is going to really stand out? Who are going to be the 4th and 5th spots at defensive end? Who is going to make those 2 last spots? I just want to get your opinion on that, because I really haven't heard too many people talk about it. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think about that. I will see you guys later. Chase, what up? Fly, let's fly.